So very good morning. So today we are going to discuss about distillation. So there are three fundamental operations involved in this chemical processes. So the one is the momentum transfer, another one is heat transfer, and another one, the last one is the mass transfer operation. So in momentum transfer, so the velocity gradient is the driving force, and in heat transfer, the temperature gradient is the driving force. In mass transfer, so the concentration gradient is the driving force. So this distillation is one of the mass transfer operations. So mainly involved in petroleum refineries. So the applications of this mass transfer. So there are various mass transfer operations involving in various industries like absorption, gas absorption, distillation, and extraction and leaching and crystallization and some of this membrane separations, adsorption. So these are all some of the applications used pertaining to this mass transfer operations. So this distillation, so distillation is one of the important operation involved in this mass transfer, where the separation of liquid and vapor taking place with the driving force of relative volatility we call. So what is meant by this relative volatility? So if you are feeding the binary mixture having the two components A and B, then the component which is more volatile, which has the high vapor pressure, so will boil first, or it has the low boiling point. So if you heat the mixture, then this more volatile component so will be volatile. That means vaporize. Volatility means ability to vaporize. So the more volatile component will vaporize first, then that volatile component will be collected as a distillate, and in the bottom we have the residue. So this is the different components of or the different parts of this distillation column. So here the main cylindrical so column, so which is the distillation, and so you have reboiler in order to heat the mixture. So the reboiler is used, and in order to condense the vapors coming from the top of the column, we use this condenser. So in reboiler, we are adding the heat. So if you are adding the heat, what happens? So the liquid starts vaporizing. So that vapors will be going to the top of the column. Then that vapor is condensed in a condenser. Then finally you can collect the uh, product. So the component which is less volatile will stagnant, and it will be going to the bottom of the column. So the distillation column is divided into two sections. So the feed and the above feed plate, so which is called rectifying or enriching section, where the more volatile components are enriched, and it is coming as the overhead vapor, and it is condensed. And the bottom, that means the below feed plate, which is called stripping section. So the bottom product will be collected at the bottom of the column. So in order to analyze the performance of the distillation column, so you have to draw so this boiling point curve. So for example, so here the boiling point curve for cyclohexane and toluene mixture is given. So the boiling point of this toluene and cyclohexane. So the cyclohexane may be around 80, and this toluene 110 degree. So this is drawn between the boiling point of the two components. So at 82, all the cyclohexane will be boiled, and it is the more volatile component. So at around 90 degree itself, all the cyclohexanes you may collect as a vapor. Whereas the boiling point of toluene is high, which is 110 degree. So it will be available only at the temperature of more than 110 degree. So different types of distillation columns are used in industries. So one is the packed bed column, so which is mainly used for this absorption and distillation of all the vapor liquid mixtures. And in this packed bed column, the liquid flows from the bottom, that is down, flows downward from top to bottom, and the gases or vapor flowing upward through the column. And it is very cheap. The advantage of packed column, it is cost efficient, and technically it is good. In order to make the separation of liquid gas, we can use this column. And also the pressure drop involved is lower, and also the you can handle this thermally sensitive liquids also. But the disadvantage is, so it is very difficult to install. And another type of distillation column is tray column, so which is an alternate for this packed column. So in tray column, the trays are arranged. The feed is fed more or less middle of the column. Then the same distillation happening, and the overhead product and bottom product collected at the top and bottom. So here this is also cost effective. You can handle high liquid flow rates in this distillation column, tray column. But while comparing the pressure drop, so the tray column offers more pressure drop than the packed column. And foaming also occurs due to the agitation. And there is one method which is used to find number of plates. So this is one important parameter in order to design the distillation column. So you have to identify or you have to determine how many plates you need. So for that we are using this McCabe-Thiele method, which is helpful for finding number of plates. Thank you. So in this class, so we have studied what is the principle of distillation and different types of distillation methods.